All this Ultimate Superbike Shootout action is proudly brought to you by NGK Spark Plugs.
Yeah, Rob, we're down in Port Shepstone. It's Dezzi's Raceway and the final round of the Ultimate Superbike Shootout. Can you believe we got to the final round now? And it's basically up to Kinsella to lose the championship. Only DNFs will continue his search for the next championship that he's got. And of course, the next championship would be his 6th one in South Africa. Looking forward to seeing whether he can do that today. Morna Geldenhuys and Garrick Flock will certainly be looking to give him a run for his money, but look out for Malcolm Radman as well. Local man, very quick at Dezzi's Raceway, and certainly will be pushing hard to spoil the apple cart and possibly take some home victories here at the South Coast Circuit. Absolutely amazing job that Dezzi has done here at this track, and it's always great to be down on the South Coast where everybody from Natal is hungry for motorsport action. Kinsella will be looking to get into qualifying and possibly get onto that front row just to secure everything and make sure that it's all gone right. Garrick Flock will be looking to take him on though, there's no doubt about it, as will Morna Geldenhuys. Great to see Sandile Mtembo there as well, pushing hard, and some local support coming through from some of the local category riders as well, which is fantastic to see. 76 Reina Pretorius, certainly looking forward to wrapping up the 600cc title. About to go out now for qualifying, and it's basically eyes on the prize. Get that front row. It's very important for the riders to be on the front row. It's not easy to pass here at Dezzi's Raceway. There's a couple of opportunities. One is turn 1. The other one is, of course, at the bottom of the hill at turn 5 into the hairpin. And then, of course, if you've got the balls, you can go through into Dunlop Sweep and hopefully get all that sorted out as well through that big Dunlop Southern Loop. Onto the circuit, you see Des, good side on the sideline there, just making sure everything's going according to plan. It always goes well. Great to see him getting a couple of shots there. Is that for TikTok, Uncle Des? Across the line, Reina Pretorius looking good. He's certainly going to be fired up and looking to get in amongst those 1,000cc motorcycles at the front end. Come across the line, you can see them all pushing hard, but Kinsella is the man to beat. Look at how hard we're getting that pushing out of Morna Geldenhuys. Wow, great slow-mo shot coming out of the final turn. And you can see just how hard it is. The pace at Dezzi's Raceway is certainly fired up. NGK in the house, as always, and supporting us in a big, big way. And a massive thanks, of course, to all of our additional sponsors coming through there as well. LeGrand Woodcraft, King Price Extreme, ASAP, RPM Center, Lights by Linear, DCCS, and Portable Shade are all in the house. And they've all come to see Morna Geldenhuys putting it onto pole position. Just outgunning Kinsella ever so slightly. A couple of guys going out there for a final run, including Sella. Can he go and outgun the man on top? Not at the moment. Looks like Geldenhuys might have it all sorted out. I saw Alan John Fenter in the background as well. He's not riding today. Got to come and help out some of his customers. Great to see he's going to be helping out Perron. Parassa Rasselman, of course. Sella is in second. Flock is third. And it's Radman, Pretorius, and Fourie. Great, powerful second row there for the Ultimate Superbike Shootout here at Dezzi's Raceway. Row 3 is made up of Lungwengo, Garakwe, and of course you've got Calvin De Silva and Liam Smith. And look out for Perron Parassa Rasselman there, ahead of Craig Dunnington and Jonathan Lowe. Row 5 is Sandile Mtembo, who'll be pushing hard to get to row 4. Give those guys a run for their money. Pole position award, courtesy of Lights by Linear. Big thanks to Wayne for that. $500 to Morna Geldenhuys.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked. We managed to get a good rhythm that we can work from, and honestly, I feel so comfortable on the pace that I'm running. For me, it's just up to finishing the race, and I'm sure I'll have it going well. But I think Clint's gonna still be barking on my tire. But so I don't know. We'll see how the race goes. It's gonna be tight.
Another $500 from Lights by Linear goes to Malcolm Radman for the 600 pole.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 years. Been sitting at home, leaving my bike lying in the room, but now we're back. We got on pole, so I mean, can't be unhappy with that. See, Reino's got some good pace, so hopefully we can have a good race. Garrick's just up ahead, so maybe we can do something with the thousands for the day, but we'll see how it goes.
Check out the sparks flying after this as NGK Ultimate Superbikes Race 1 kicks off at Dezzi's Raceway. Welcome back to Dezzi's Raceway and the NGK Ultimate Superbike Shootout final round. 2 races to go today to wrap up the championships in both the 1000 and the 600cc championships. Kinsella is in the house with the King Price Extreme girls. We'll be looking forward to taking this championship and basically getting another hand on it and wrapping it up after race number 1. Got it all to do to fight out with Morna Geldenhuys off that front row with Geldenhuys on pole position. And his young protege will be looking forward to a great race as well. Luengo Garakwe having a fantastic outing so far here at the Port Shepstone circuit. Reina Pretorius pushing hard, so will all of the 600cc riders. And great to see Peron Parasserman having a fantastic outing here down on the south coast. Big battles expected in the mid-pack as well, so keep an eye out on those as we're about to roll out for race number 1. That is the poleman, number 52, Morne Geldenhuys. What's he going to do about anybody else out on track? Reina Pretorius will lead us out of pit lane. As you can see all the King Price boys making their way out onto the circuit as well for the very first time. And race action is about to kick off. Out of the Dunlop Southern Loop. And looks like there's going to be some fun and games between these riders. There's no doubt about it. Remember, it's anybody's game here in terms of tyres. You don't have to be stuck to any tyre manufacturer. Whichever one you prefer, you can run. And there is no rules and no limits to what you can do to your motorcycle as well. So it's every man for themselves out there on the best machinery in the country, fighting with the best riders in the country as well here. And that's why it's known as the ultimate superbike shootout. Flock is a danger man as always. He's coming from the 3rd place on the grid. And he'll be definitely looking to try and get into turn 1 around the outside of Sella and Geldenhuys if he can. It's a difficult line to make stick, but there is definitely an opportunity there. We're on board there with Reina Pretorius looking at the lights as they're about to go out for the first time now. Ultimate Superbike Shootout, and it's go time. Great start from Sella out the middle of the front row, and he heads down towards turn 1, Whole Shot City, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Geldenhuys is right on his tail. Great start from Rudman. Rudman is up into 4th place with a hard-charging Reina Pretorius right on his tail. Already Geldenhuys diving through on Flock. Bit of a chop and change there between turn 2 and 3. This is the off-camber corkscrew. You basically head down a right-hander, flick it over onto the left-hand side of the bike, and then up the hill slightly and back into a right-hander. Heading across and down into the drop for the very first time towards turn 4. And wow, Flock up the inside of Geldenhuys. That's a difficult move, a ballsy move as well as they come down onto the brakes into turn 5. And eventually it is Geldenhuys who hangs on to 2nd place only just. Reina Pretorius and Rudman are all over the back end of those 1000cc's. It's kind of what we expected here at Dezzi's Raceway. There's not a lot of space for those big thousands to open up and use the additional horsepower and the additional speed they've got. We've got to ride it down. It's Flock. Flock has crashed out. Can you believe that? On the first lap, too much pressure there from Garrick Flock, trying to find a way through the Morne Geldenhuys, and it just didn't work out. Garrick Flock goes down there in turn 6. Up towards the Southern Loop now for the very first time. 2000s to 600s. Then coming through there for the pack in 4th place. It's Leon Smit and Luengo Garukwa having a fantastic run so far as they come across the line and complete the first one. Clinton Fourie up there as well. Fantastic start from him as he starts to get in. Have a look at this. He might just catch the back end there, and I think it is the... Oh no, it's the front end. It's Flock, whose front end just goes down and he goes sliding off onto the side of the circuit. What a pity there for the DCCS man. Unfortunately out of race number 1. Sure we can get it sorted out. That was Reina Pretorius' point of view as he went into turn 6. You can see him just getting it all wrong. Oh, what a pity there. Clinton Fourie now on board with him as we head through and up towards this very tricky corner. This is the one we're going to see for the first time on board and go through the flick-flack. That is exactly it. That little corkscrew is such an incredible corner here at the Dezzi's Raceway. Hard on the brakes, and you can see the pressure being put on there by Reina Pretorius, looking for a way through, trying to outgun Malcolm Rudman. Rudman just hanging on for dear life at the moment, and that is 3rd place overall, remember. Oh, a big move on the inside there from Reina Pretorius in the background. But as they come through, this is the leaders, and it is Morne Geldenhuys, your poleman, applying massive amounts of pressure onto Sella. Sella soaking it up for now. They head up over the bridge, cross over the runway, and into the Southern Loop. Hard braking there from Geldenhuys, but not enough to get through and past Clint Sella. It's a triple apex right-hander, then it's a very tight, almost 90-degree left-hander that they come onto the main straight with. And as you get onto that one, it's 2nd gear and everything she's got coming out across the line. Bang it down to 3rd, up to 4th, and into possibly 5th, depending on what gearing you're running down here. But fantastic start there from our front 2 in the 1000cc class, and the battle continues as they head up towards turn 2. 600s are right on their tail. Nice to see that there's a bit of crowd here at Dezzi's Raceway as well. Great to have spectators back in South African motorsport again, and they will be loving life here. Pity we don't have Jade Goodside in this field as well. He would be itching to be at the front end here and give these boys a run for their money. Looks like Clint Sella's opened up the wick here and is starting to get away nicely from the poleman, Morne Geldenhuys. He doesn't seem to have an answer. Geldenhuys pushing hard. He's on the Michelins, remember, and pushing them to the limit at this stage to try and find a way through. Reina Pretorius doing the same thing here on the back end of Rudman. You heard from Rudman, a little bit rusty, maybe some racecraft here. Oh, a big move. Reina Pretorius had the door firmly shut in his face though, as Rudman came along and tried to find the left-hander. He saw him coming and slammed the door shut, said, no, you're not going to get through here. Leaders, top 2, up into the Southern Loop once again. And it's Sella doing it all right from the front end, doing exactly what he needs to do to take another South African championship. Unbelievable from this man. As he comes across the line, he's got probably about 4 or 5 bike lengths, so they're closed down rapidly to almost no bike lengths there from Geldenhuys. Great turn of speed. You can see Sella coming onto the main straight away, and looks like also a little bit of a head shake there coming out of second place man Morne Geldenhuys. Maybe he's pushing it too hard. He's not in a great rhythm, and oh, look at that, he's out of shape big time. Wow, what a save there from him. Morne Geldenhuys is so lucky to survive that one. If he'd gone off on the right-hand side of your screen, the left-hand side of his motorcycle, there's literally about a 20-foot drop off the end of that circuit. So Morne Geldenhuys exceptionally lucky to survive that one. You can see he's just battling here big time with the handling on this machine of his. And the racecraft boys are going to have to work hard to try and sort it out a little bit. It seems to be a little bit more squirrely than it normally is underneath him, and he's not able to get the power down. He's not able to get it turned in as nicely as what he like. And as he comes out of there, you can see him pushing it to the limit and running ever so slightly wider than what he would normally do. But that's probably because he's trying so hard to catch Sella. He knows that Sella's possibly going to wrap this up, and he's tried to give Sella a run for his money all season long, along with the rest of the contenders out there. Garrick Flock, as we saw, already going down early on. Pity we don't have Alan John Fenter there. A couple of other riders that haven't made it down to the final round due to probably the financial constraints of the season. Taking a bit of strain with the riding and, of course, all of the changes that we've had from lockdown. But as we come in here, oh, what a move! What a move there from Geldenhuys. He didn't even think you could make a move through there. Gets on the power and lights that machine up, and he gets through. The big wheelie, though, might have slowed him down. Sella might be able to come back at him in turn 1. No, he can't. Sella tries to answer almost instantaneously, but Morne Geldenhuys is riding the wheels of this motorcycle. He's just done a 110 around here. Unbelievable stuff from Morne Geldenhuys. Brilliant riding from him, and what a move on the inside of that final corner. There's not a lot of riders who pull this off. Have a look at it from his point of view here as we go into the final corner. Almost Rossi-esque up the inside, even using the curbing to get through on King. On the King Price man. That is Evil Knievel being shown the way into turn 1, and Sella just had to watch him go on the inside line. What an incredible shot we got from above there as well. Brilliant stuff from Morne Geldenhuys. He now leads out. Sella knows second place should still be enough though. As he comes through there, you can see he's basically eased off the pace there and allowing Morne Geldenhuys a little bit of fun in the sun. Oh, and Geldenhuys with another big moment. Oh, the back end of that motorcycle is not loving life at the moment there for Morne Geldenhuys. And even though he's pushing hard to try and get the victory here, he can't push too hard, otherwise it could be in big trouble. This is Rainer Pretorius' point of view once again, trying to catch onto the backhand here of Rudman. Rudman has kept him honest all race long. 600cc battle has been as good as the 1001 just up the front end of this field. And they continue to fight it out now into the closing stages here of race number 1. Sella late on the brakes for turn 1. Geldenhuys just fends off the attack. He's a little bit wide though, as you can see. Oh, the handling on that bike, he really is battling. But he's certainly having to work probably harder than he ever has had to, with Sella now on his tail looking to return the favour. I think Clint Sella can see that he is fighting that bike. Maybe he's waiting for something, and maybe waiting a little bit later on to pounce up the inside and do a similar kind of manoeuvre. It's definitely a move I didn't see coming there, the one that Geldenhuys was able to pull over Clint Sella into the final corner. But Sella now seems to have just eased off the pace there ever so slightly. When I say easing off the pace, they're still running the 11s and 12s around you. Unbelievable stuff. Further down the field, Clinton Ferree sitting in third place overall for the 600cc's. Great ride from him as well. But he's not a little bit further up there. Just didn't quite have the same kind of pace as Rudman and Pretorius had. Speaking of pace, well, this man's picked up his pace big time on the Lacquer Racing machine. But you can see Perron Parasman in third place overall in the thousands has got about 4 or 5 600s up the road from him. Local man Craig Dunnington having a fantastic outing there as well. Great to see him in single digits as well at the Ultimate Superbike Shootout. Another big wheelie there coming down towards turn 1. Sella closes in again. Here comes the battle for the 600s. Rainer Pretorius now going to have a look as he gets on the brakes. No, you're going to be very, very hard pressed to outbrake Rudman into turn 1 here at Dezzi's Raceway. Rudman having a fantastic outing here as he heads up towards turn 2. Bit of a fight on here as well between the 2 third place boys. They've got together now and they're going to have some fun and games of their own. As you can see, Ferree now starting to put the pressure on. Morne Geldenhuys coming out of turn number 4, heading down the hill. Oh, and there's a problem there. There's a big problem there for Morne Geldenhuys. 2 riders going around the outside of him. Geldenhuys seems to have picked up some kind of an issue, and it's affecting him big time. He has got some problems of his own. That was Clinton Mason Hickson going around the outside of him. And it looks like also, Charukwe having a fantastic run, getting around the outside of what was the leader of the 1000cc class and overall. That is now Sella on the King Price Extreme machine. And Sella's got it all sorted out. Wow, it's been handed to him on a platter here. His 2 closest rivals, one with a crash and one with some kind of issue. Geldenhuys is going to try and stay and stick out there if he can, but I don't know if he's going to be able to stay around. And of course, this is only 1 lap to go. He just keeps dropping by the wayside here big time. Morne Geldenhuys has got some kind of an issue, and he's gone down. Geldenhuys goes down. A bit of a strange crash there from Morne Geldenhuys. You can see him going into turn 1. Literally, it looks like the front right handlebar has snapped off. Can you believe that? Well, he was riding the wheels off that thing. Now he rode the handlebars off as well. Unbelievable stuff there in the closing stages with a lap to go. Morne Geldenhuys was trying to nurse it home. Unfortunately, that front handlebar snapped off and he just couldn't control it into turn 1. And that's what made him go down in such a strange way. Anyway, coming to the line, the checkered flag is out and your champion has been crowned. Geldenhuys rolling in with a big flat back tyre as well, so some more issues on that motorcycle. Rudman is going to take second place overall, and he's also going to come through for the win in the 600cc class, ahead of Reino Pretorius and Leon Smit. Luengo Harukwe, one of his best outings ever, 5th place overall, and he is 4th in the Ultimate Superbike Shootout. Fantastic run there from the King Price man. And he is your new Ultimate Superbike Shootout champion, Clinsella.
He for sure had an advantage. He was riding brilliantly. I feel really terrible for him that he had something went wrong, and then I ended up getting back past him. But we were there. You got to finish. It's a really big race of attrition. I think more than half the field fell off. So to finish first you must finish. And proud of my team, proud of my bike, my Honda, King Price, every single sponsor that's backed me. And if I stand corrected, I think I'm the Ultimate Superbike champion. So power.
Awesome stuff. Let's catch up with first-time podium man, Peron Parassaman.
Thankfully, just by staying on, we managed to get a podium. And it wasn't the best race, but what a trick place. And I'd like to thank my family, the dog Wendy, and also Lekker Racing for giving me a proper machine so that I can hang it out here. And AJ Fenter for making everything possible, man.
More Lekker Racing coming out of Rudman, Pretorius and Harukwe, the top 3 in your 600cc's. Join us off the break for race 2. Welcome back to the NGK Ultimate Superbike Shootout here at Dezzi's Raceway. The South Coast has had some phenomenal action. We've crowned a new champion, and we're looking forward to the final race of the season now. NGK doing some posts on the sideline there to ensure that they've got it all sorted out. Massive thanks once again to Legrand, King Price, ASAP, RPM Centre, Lights by Linear, DCCS and Portable Shade, our associate sponsors here. But awesome to have NGK back on board. Speaking of back on board, well, it looks like Garrick Flock has been able to sort that motorcycle out, and he's now back on board as well. Great job there from Ricky Morais and the team as we're about to drop the hammers one more time and down towards turn 1 at Sella off the line. Pretty self-explanatory. He's going to be the fastest man into turn 1, but look who's right on his tail. Yet again, 3 600cc riders. Flock's already made his way up to about 6th place. Make that 5th. Make that 4th, but he just backed out of that one. Trying to get on the inside as they headed up towards turn 2. Rudman having a go here at Sella. I love it. That's the way we want to see it. 600s versus 1000s. And of course, Mr. Motorcycle twice in his championship career is the man who leads things out there, Clinsella. And most of the time, he had to fight off 600cc's in those attempts to win Mr. Motorcycle. Round the outside comes Flock, but it's Sella opening up a little bit of a margin now. A little bit extra horsepower there over the 600s. Flock is moving his way up nicely. Slots up into what is now 4th place overall and just ahead of Leon Smit. Coming to braking, this is where he went down the last time. He's going to be very wary of that corner for the next couple of attempts. Once he's got those tyres up to ultimate temperature, that's exactly what he'll be doing, pushing through on the 2 600s and looking to close down on Sella. The last blood of the season is up for grabs here. Sella's already taken the championship, but I'm sure that Garrick Flock would like to turn his weekend around and possibly go from 0 to hero. As he comes up on the back end, he's going to have to find it difficult to get through on Reino Pretorius, and even more difficult to get through on Malcolm Rudman, particularly at his home circuit. Further back in the field, there also some great battles between Calvin De Silva and Peron Parassaman, and they've got Harukwe in the middle of them as well. Change up into the meat and the sandwich between the 2 600s. Reino Pretorius shows us what it's like going into turn 2. Watch the little offset and downhill here into the corkscrew. Very difficult on a motorcycle. In fact, on any kind of racing vehicle, that corner and the downhill corkscrew is a difficult one to get right. There's Flock applying the pressure once again. Parassaman doing the same thing. Fantastic to see his first podium. And he's now capitalizing on that and using the confidence that's built up. Ooh, speaking of confidence, Reino Pretorius using the fact that Flock was having a go there at Rudman, trying to catch Rudman out. And he nearly did. Malcolm Rudman saw him coming, slammed the door again, said, no, this is my track. Welcome home. A little head shake there as well. It's not what you want to be seeing as they headed out of turn number 6. Let's see what's going to sort it out now as they get across the runway up into the southern loop. Hard on the brakes. Great fight again here between Pretorius and Rudman. Pretorius and Rudman, if we can find some money for Malcolm Rudman, he can do the whole season. We're going to have a fantastic 600cc battle between those two. And you get the likes of Calvin Da Silva, Loengo Chorukwe, and of course a couple of the other 600cc riders that didn't make it down here this weekend. We're going to have an epic fight for the little lighter class. And as they head up towards turn 2, you can see just how difficult it is for the 76 to find a way through. Rudman, remember, is not in this championship, so he's just looking for hometown victories here in both races. Reina Pretorius will definitely be looking to just wrap things up here for the 600cc title. Back on board with him as we head up in towards, well, this is heading out of turn 4 and 5 now down the hill. And into 5, you can see just how awesome the circuit is, the undulations. And of course, if you get a chance, have a look in the background. It's arguably one of the most picturesque circuits in the world. However, these guys are not looking at what's happening out on the ocean or if the surf's good. They're looking at urban surfing out here. Tarmac is what it's all about. There's a move. Oh, that is so close again. Where is Reina Pretorius thinking he's going to go on the inside of Malcolm Rudman into turn 6? It's definitely not going to happen. Oh, man, but he had a big look. Pretty almost similar to what Morne Geldenhuys did in race number 1 there to this man, Sella. Sella got a very wide eye and rude awakening heading into this corner that he's heading into right now. This time out, he's got no one near him, so he's going to basically take a swan song. I say no one near him. Flock is coming. And he's about a second quicker than Sella at the moment, but Sella has rolled off slightly. So let's see if Garrick Flock can do anything about Clint Sella on the King Price Extreme bike out front. And they come into turn 1. Rudman still soaking up the pressure from Pretorius. Fantastic battle between those two as they head down. And of course further back, 600cc fight still on as well. As you see, Chorukwe trying to close things down on Clinton Fourie. Fourie's just up the road from him though, so he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to get back on the podium. Speaking of work to be done, man alive, is Garrick Flock working hard at the moment. Probably the hardest man out there in terms of trying to close the gap down on Sella. Sella has, as I said, rolled off ever so slightly. He's down in the consistent 12s, but we've seen 11s coming out of Garrick Flock, and whoa, we nearly saw a big moment there from Reina Pretorius. Literally saw the whole motorcycle off the ground there, coming down the off-camber downhill towards turn 5. And now as they head up into 6, oh no! Flock's gone down again. He's crashed out again on that DCCS machine, and Garrick Flock is going to be kicking himself for that. Can you believe it? He just closed the gap down enough on Clint Sella to have a go. And once again, he drops the R1. Oh man, he's had a tough season. Such a hard fighter, such a hard contender, and if he's on form, very difficult man to beat, but this looks like the Dezzi Raceway has not been kind to him. Rudman continues the fight here with Pretorius for 600cc honours, and of course for second place overall now, with Flock out of the picture. Fourie is third. How far back is Chorukwe? No, he's still about 10 or 12 bike lengths, and there's a machine between them. Leon Smith is between them, of course, as well. Flock is back up and running. He rolls back into the pit lane, though. Let's see if they can do anything about that bike. Maybe getting back on track. Maybe secure a couple of additional points there. Not really going to affect his championship overall. With that DNF in the first race, and of course now with the crash. Certainly not going to be what he wanted. But we had Morne Geldenhuys with a crash as well. Here we go. 600cc's up for grabs, and Reina Pretorius is certainly looking a lot more dangerous than he has all race weekend long. Leon Smith being closed down now by Fourie. Further back on that one, we also got the 73 bike out there. Fantastic run from Calvin Da Silva. And certainly looking like he's got what it takes to be in this in contention for potentially the 2022 season. Peron Parasman under pressure now from Chorukwe. Oh, he's having a fantastic outing here on the South Coast, isn't he? Watch out for that man. Certainly a name for the future. Fighting hard in the mid-pack, as you can see them all getting to grips now. And as you can see, normally what happens in motorcycle racing, we always see it. You've got guys on similar lap times that stick with each other. And unfortunately, no one's on a similar lap time to him anymore. Sella disappearing at the front end. And then, of course, we've got a couple of back markers that come into play right in the closing stages, and that might just help out here. It's going to help out Rudman. I was about to say it might help out Pretorius, but it's actually helped out Rudman. They're coming to the checkered flag, and Rudman has put 2 or 3 back markers between himself and Pretorius, and there's a crash right in the closing stages. Can you believe it? Going down there, I'm not quite sure who that was. It might have been Clinton Macy Hicks, but just crashing out there, and on the back wheel, Sella finishes up in style, taking the championship and the final race of the season. Rudman coming across to take second place overall. And Reina Pretorius very happy. He wraps up the 600cc title there with a third place overall and second in the 600s. It was a case of first places for podiums for a couple of riders. Sandile Mtembo getting third place overall in the 1000cc class. Let's catch up with him.
The rest was fine. It was nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm new, but I'm still enjoying it. There's still a lot to learn.
Second place from Legrand, $3,500 going to Peron Parasman. And a little bonus from King Price going to their King Price new champion and first place, Cancella. Lights by Linear, and of course ASAP helping us out with the 600cc side of things. Great to see the additional money going to the riders for all the effort they've put in. And awesome to have also a little King Price bobblehead heading to each of the riders too, thanks to that, and thanks to King Price. Let's catch up now with Malcolm Radman after a great day's racing.
Reno kept me honest again. I think this time he gave me a bit more of a race than the first run, but I mean I kept him where I needed him to stay, so I'm happy with that.
Let's catch up with third place now, Clinton Faree.
And I just need to thank my sponsors, everyone supporting my family, my other family. You know, they just supported me so much throughout the season, and I'm just grateful for it, you know. A huge thanks to everyone running the series, including the camera guy. He's an awesome guy. Just thank you to everyone.
And your 600cc champion, Reno Pretorius.
We've worked hard this whole season through, with behind the scenes. A lot of hard work and effort went into this championship, and I want to say thanks to Clint and King Price Extreme for putting up this wonderful season, and I hope there's more people joining next year.
There's certainly going to be a lot more with NGK and our associate sponsors on board, that's for sure. Massive thanks to them, and let's catch up now with Prashek Maharaj, find out how the day went.
Yes, and it's been a brilliant day here. We're happy with all the support from all the riders that have come out to make this event success. And the weather played its part. Nice to have everyone in KZN supporting the Dezzi track, and we hope to see more events like this down here.
All this Ultimate Superbike Shootout action is proudly brought to you by NGK Spark Plugs.